All right. Yeah, literally everyone in this game does have an interesting secret. IBC. Hello again, SSS. What can I do for you today? Well, we'd like to ask for the IBC's cooperation with an investigation we're working on. Would it be possible for you to do an account search for us, Lanfei? We're hoping to look into some suspicious Mira transfers from a certain depositor. You want me to pull up private information on one of our clients, then? Doing so is within company policy if it's related to a criminal inquiry. But would you mind telling me the details of the situation first? Not a problem. Lloyd provided all the information they had on the suspected fraud case. I see. I believe I understand the circumstances now. Will this be sufficiently probable cause for us to conduct a search? Cracking down on these kinds of things is in the bank's best interest too. Fraud would damage your reputation. You are correct, and this is related to a legitimate investigation. I can help. But you'll have to settle for me simply telling you what I can pull up on my terminal screen here. That's more than enough, if you would please. Very well. First, let me search for an account registered under the name Minnith. Our Morgan Honey Company, subsidiary of the Quincy Company. There we are. We do indeed have an account opened under that name. Hold on. What happened? Did you find something incriminating? Well, I don't have the authority to tell you the exact balance on the record, but I will say that the Our Morgan Honey Company has no more than the minimum deposit in its account. What exactly does that mean? Basically, corporate accounts require an initial sum of capital to open. In this case, the base amount is all there is. From what you've told me, that would leave tens of thousands of Mira unaccounted for. Minnith has the construction of the factory, management of the fields, and more to cover. It is simply impossible for any minimum deposit to be capable of financing all of it. That much is clear. And despite him holding the titles to the land and signing several deals, the balance hasn't changed a single time. It's suspicious, to say the very least. By which I mean this account appears to have been made for the sole purpose of gaining Derek's trust. Things clearly aren't adding up here, in more ways than one. Yeah, this is just the kind of evidence that we needed. We appreciate your cooperation, Lanfei. Not at all. I'm glad I could be of assistance. Should you ever require anything more, please don't hesitate to ask. We'll keep that in mind. Okay, we now have material on every suspicious aspect of Minnith and his plan. Let's make our way back to the Hayworth residence. Got it. Okay, let me actually read what we gathered from the pamphlet. Reviewed a Quincy Company brochure and discovered the following. The company's culture prioritizes high-quality products above anything else. Their factories have state-of-the-art equipment, and they're particular about quality, as well as source. Quincy executives sample product prototypes and decide whether they are worthy of being brought to market. Okay. Can we talk to Lanfei again? I can try. Please let us know if you're ever in need of anything else. We're always happy to assist you in whatever way we can. That is it. That must have been a real fright for the passengers. I doubt any of them expected to share a train with fugitives. 3 days ago, Miss Croyce... These days, Miss Croyce is so busy that she can't always make time for lunch. That's why she often carries meal. Oh, we missed a pom-pom thing. Oh, well. I've missed many things in this playthrough. Such is life. Okay, here we go. Ah, it's the SSS. There you all are. Mr. Grimwood, I'm glad you could make it. Did you just get back yourself, Mr. Hayworth? Yes, I finished asking my business associates about the matter at hand. How did things go on your end? We were able to round up a few leads thanks to Mr. Grimwood. How about you, Mr. Hayworth? I did the same, in a manner of speaking. You see, I'm not quite sure what to make of it all. Well, you went through the trouble of digging up that info, so you may as well share with the rest of the class. Agreed, the information may be beneficial to our investigation. I suppose you're right. I asked my business associates if the name Minnith rang any bells, having never heard of it myself. What they informed me is that he's been making inquiries into a certain market since arriving in Crossbell. And what market would that be? Land prices in various locations throughout Crossbell. Land prices? He sounds more like a real estate agent at this point. Why would a Quincy Company employee ever even need that kind of information? The answer to that just might be instrumental in helping us figure out Minnith's true objective here. You think so? It's certainly something worth considering. Incidentally, I may have discovered something else of note since we last saw one another. Huh? Harold, Chief Tolta, could I ask you to help me find something in my office? At your office, Ian? I don't mind, but is it important? Well, it isn't substantial enough to prove anything in and of itself, but we may be able to use it as a final nail in the coffin once you've pinned Minnith down. You really got something like that up your sleeve, Grizzly Grim? Possibly. But we may not make it in time, so please don't wait for us. You ought to get to our Morica village as quickly as you can. If Minnith is the criminal we think he is, then his plan could very well be in its final stages as we speak. I'm confident, however, that the evidence you have on hand will be enough for you to solve the case. Best of luck. Got it. Thanks, Mr. Grimwood. Okay, guys, off to our Morica village. It's time to reveal Minnith's true colors and stop his phony deals dead in their tracks. Right. I'll drive Ian and Chief Tolta over to our Morica in my car once we're done. In the meantime, tread carefully, everyone. Don't let that Minnith get the best of you. I'll return to the village after I help Mr. Grimwood find whatever it is he's looking for. Until then, I leave my son in your hands. Please do what you can to save Derek from himself. The evidence I'm searching for may serve as the final nail in Minnith's coffin once you pinned him down. In any case, you should hurry your way over to our Morica village soon. Minnith is the... yeah. Okay. Off we go. Take me to my car. Our Morica. Going to our Morica. What is this black truck here? I hear Derek and Minnith's plan is almost ready to go. We'll just have to see what happens next. Gotta say, I'm looking forward to it. You're dumb. Dang it. Did they already close the deal? How does Derek have any authority to close any deal, is my question. You 6 again. The special support section. Derek, Minnith, we have a few things we'd like to ask. What kind of agreements were you hoping to conduct today? Meddling in my affairs on my father's behalf again, are you? Please, Derek, there's no harm in answering their questions. After all, our plan has already been set into motion. What do you mean by that? Right before you all arrived, Derek and I finished signing the requisite paperwork. In doing so, we have arranged to expand the operations of the lotus fields lent to me by the villagers. The Quincy Company will then take over the management of the fields. What? You signed away the rights to almost all of the villagers' agriculture. Is this really what you want, Derek? What are you talking about? Nothing is changing. It's only transferring management of the fields to him. Yes, of course. It's quite simple, really. With my company harvesting the honey, we'll be able to streamline production of the candy. A temporary transfer of the land rights to my company is a necessary first step to facilitate the process. What a crafty jerk. His scheme has reached its final phase, which means... And now then, Derek, I'll be delivering this contract to our main office. We'll be in touch come tomorrow. Look forward to good news. Sounds great. I'll be waiting. Lloyd, we can't let him get away. Before you go, Minnith, we have a few more questions. Oh, and what might they be? Well, for starters, are you aware of the allegations leveled against you? The primary of which, of course, is suspicion of fraud. What? That's absurd. How dare you insult Minnith like this? Bro, if the police are accusing the dude of fraud, what does that make you think? Now, Derek, please calm yourself. Minnith? The special support section, was it? What could possibly make you suspect me of being a common criminal? Surely you have some manner of proof to your claim. That we do. Intriguing. Why don't you tell me about it then? But first, let me remind you that I am an Imperial citizen. If it turns out that your allegations are indeed entirely baseless, I will do what I must to right that indignity, police officers though you may be. That's fine. Shove your threats, Lloyd? Don't worry, Ellie, let me handle this. Based on our investigation, there's no doubt in my mind that Minnith is guilty. I'm going to expose him as the fraud he is and show Derek the truth. How very glib. If that's how you want to play this, then go right ahead. I'll answer anything you'd like. Well, your first question. Nice music shift there. Right. About your actions in Crossbell. There's a contradiction between what you've said and what you've done. Could you please recount your actions for me? A contradiction? Very well. Since arriving in Crossbell, I have been cooperating with Derek to advance our plans. Said plan will result in the formation of the Armorican Honey Company, a subsidiary of the Quincy Company. It will specialize in producing candy made from Armorica's high-quality honey. Combined with my company's acumen, it is a surefire success. The venture has already been approved by the city and is just about prepared to launch. Tell me, what is so contradictory about that? Well, everything. This plan is more like a charade from where I'm standing. Our investigation has uncovered a key discrepancy in what you just said. You see, Minnith. I don't know. What is the contradiction in Minnith's plan? His confectionery acumen. That the plan is underway. The potential profitability. Well, the pamphlet said that they care the most about the taste of the thing. They never mentioned profitability in the pamphlet. I don't really... I don't know how I would question his confectionery acumen. So I think it's one of these two. I think it would be that the plan is underway because he doesn't have all the money he needs in his account to be able to put anything underway. That the plan is underway. The records we looked into at the IBC reveal your mistake. You say this plan is prepared to launch. In reality, it hasn't actually made any progress at all. The IBC? What are you talking about? Consider this. If the Quincy Company truly did intend to go through with this plan in Crossbell, it would need a loan from the IBC to fund the construction and development of the subsidiary. Well, yes, of course. I registered the company with the city and opened a corporate account. But that's as far as you went, isn't it? The account of the Armorican Honey Company contained no more than the minimum balance required to open it. While we weren't told the exact amount, I would speculate it's only in the tens of thousands of Mira. Just how were you planning to build a factory and run a business with so little starting capital? You looked into my IBC account? That can't be true, can it, Minnith? Please don't misunderstand, Derek. I never said there was any credence to their claims. I'm merely commenting on the audacity it takes to do something so invasive. Ah, man, it's almost like it's our job. Darn, how dare we do our literal job that we've been commissioned to do? Forget that. Explain why there's hardly any Mira in that account. Being an executive of the company, I must be especially judicious when moving money around. As such, I can't take out a loan on behalf of the Quincy Company. Of course, I will be securing one from the IBC once I've received permission from the main office. Oh yeah, that makes perfect sense. No, it doesn't. Why would he have already bought all of the land and everything else if he hadn't received permission? Yes. A deft evasion. Don't count us out just yet. I can tell Minnith is getting frustrated. If we continue to press him and pile on the evidence, we can get him to crack. The look on your face tells me you have something more to ask. It just so happens that I do. That was far from our only point of contention about you, Minnith. You're still not satisfied? Don't let them rattle you, Derek. This will be a good opportunity for me to clear your mind of any and all doubts. Next, I'd like to ask about you, Minnith. You say that you're an executive of the Quincy Company, but is that really true? Wait, what are you implying? I mean, he's not implying anything. He straight up asked him if he was lying. There's no implication there. Are you trying to say that Minnith isn't associated with the Quincy Company at all? That is literally what he said, yes. It wasn't implied. It was a statement. That's what our evidence points to. Oh goddess me, I didn't expect you to say something so outlandish. How about I show you my business card and employee ID that you could easily make up? Those articles could easily be forged. Regardless, we have evidence that would supersede either of those. And we found it in a Quincy Company informational brochure. An informational brochure? Oh yeah, the one in Mademoiselle's room. We recorded the main points in the detective notebook. I don't understand why we didn't just take the brochure with us. The brochure comes directly from the Quincy Company's main office, so there's no doubt as to its authenticity. What's more, there's a clear discrepancy between its contents and what you told us yesterday. What I told you? That's right. Something you mentioned made it clear to us that you aren't the executive you claim to be.